Thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Who has heard this phrase before? Let me ask this. I'm not going to ask who identifies themselves with this, but do you know someone who may identify herself with that kind of a phrase? I do too. I know a few ladies who struggle with their relationships. In fact, I know one of my good friends, Paige, has struggled with her relationships, constantly choosing the wrong man to date. And she can't see it. We all can see that he's wrong for her, but she can't quite see it. And that has done its toll on her psyche and on her ability to sustain a relationship, to the point where I'm actually afraid at this moment that when she does find the right man, she won't be able to sustain that relationship. And I also know that there are many ladies out there, especially in this time of technology, that feel the same way that Paige does. That constantly are choosing the wrong match. One of the things that I convinced my company to do is we hired ourselves a subject matter expert, a relationship expert, and are currently developing a program, a course for women just like Paige, in order to help them to improve in their relationship skills in order to find a perfect match for them. That's what I'm here to tell you about today. Today I'm going to tell you and do my best to explain the program Perfect Match Magnet. Very, very quickly. Okay. The concept of perfect match magnet. We have all heard opposites attract, yes? Now, opposites attract does not mean that you can't share common interests. You can both love hiking, you can both love scuba diving, you can both love to do certain common interests. The opposites attract portion is we are best matched by someone who is opposite our core. And we use magnets to illustrate this. Now, when you have magnets, you have a northern polarity and a southern polarity, right? And when you take two magnets and you put the same poles together, they repel each other. Mm-hmm. And the closer that you push them together, the harder you try, the more they're going to repel. When you find your perfect match, the best way to match up is to have an opposite polarity. A northern polarity would match with a southern polarity. At that point, the magnets, the closer they get together, the more inseparable they become. So what defines a northern polarity person and a southern polarity person? Right? That's what our program is all about. And identifying yourself, all of our ladies are going to first identify herself, and then after she can identify herself, she'll know what her opposite is and be comfortable in and of herself. So, a northern polarity is mainly driven. This is my little cheat sheet that I use. Northern polarity people are mostly connected with their own head, with their own psyche, go inward for drive. Southern polarity people are mostly connected with their own bodies. Northern polarity people are very driven by goals, accomplishments, careers. These are people who are very driven in their career. Southern polarity people are usually relationship driven, very family oriented, driven mostly by having relationships and That's what matters. That's what their goal in life. That's what matters most to them. The order of their priorities usually are a northern polarity person would be driven by these goals, be careers, finances, money, their hobbies, and then down there relationships and family, friendships, other relationships. Where a southern polarity person would be a lot more driven by connection with other people, their relationships, their sex life, their relationships with their children and family and friends, and then down in the order of priority usually ends up with their career. Now I'm going to click back here for a second to explain something. Just because a northern polarity, just because someone is a northern polarity does not mean they cannot succeed in their career. I've got a good friend whose name is Hillary. She is very much the archetypal northern polarity woman. Her goals, her main drives, her goals and accomplishments, the career that she has chosen is to be a full-time mom. She is the lady who reads all the mom blogs, who's always on Pinterest looking for recipes and different neat crafts and all of that. So all of her accomplishments surround her family. And her perfect match, her husband Brian, is very much relationship oriented, and he succeeds in his career because of it. And we'll actually get to another very successful, another person who's a southern polarity person that's very successful in his career in a minute. Getting to our greatest fears. Northern polarity have a huge fear of losing control. Northern polarity people need to be on top of the situation, whereas southern polarity people will do anything they can to avoid rejection, which includes not asking for the sale sometimes, not asking. I'd rather not ask as opposed to get rejected. Oops. Northern polarity people usually have cold hands, versus southern polarity people usually have warm hands and that. So quickly, I am going to run through a perfect match couple quiz. You all will know these couples, and I'm going to ask which of the couple is the northern polarity and which of the couple is more the southern polarity. Right? Okay, Ross and Rachel, who do you think is the northern polarity person and who's the southern polarity? Who's the northern? Ross. Yeah, that's the archetypal, right? Oh shoot, did I not watch Friends enough? You're shaking your head, this wasn't a good example. Okay, we'll move on. Here's one. Bill and Hillary.
Oh, Hillary's the north.
Hillary's the north. Here is a person. Bill Clinton is a southern polarity, archetypal southern polarity. Very successful in his career. He reached the highest position that he could as a politician using his relationship building skills, using his southern polarity. So he is driven. In fact, he even got in trouble for
Being too south.
Too southern. Now, here's the other part, the northern polarity part with Hillary. She is so career driven that when that scandal happened, she chose the best outcome for her own career. Let that sink in for a second. We'll go to the next couple. Kermit and Piggy.
Piggy's to the north. To the north. Miss Piggy's to the north.
Okay, see, I disagree. I think Piggy is all about very connected to her body, and Kermit is the cerebral guy. Forrest and Jenny.
Jenny's northern.
Yeah, see, that's where I am, and this one was to illustrate that just because you're a northern polarity person doesn't mean you're the smartest one. Just because you're in your head and very analytical doesn't necessarily mean you're smart or not, right? We had to get a Disney princess in here, right?
Beast is northern.
The beast the beast is the connected to his body. He got so angry when he couldn't actually hold relationships that he went hermit. And Belle is up in her head. Extra points for who can tell me Beast's name.
Whose name?
Who's the Beast? What's his name?
Beast.
It's Prince Adam, just so you know. I didn't know that. I had to look that up. Okay.
Beast.
Coming into, I hope that while you were paying attention to this, I hope very quickly. I know I ran through it. This is a program that's 7 modules long, and we have other people who are better than I explain it. But I hope that you can look at yourself, look at your significant other, or if you are looking for a significant other, look for who he or she should be. Look at yourself, get comfortable with who you are, because this is not a strengths and weakness kind of thing. This is where my strengths match with my perfect matches, weaknesses, areas for improvement. Thank you all very much.